Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. So, Punk. Pure Punk, post part of the Elements. I based this list on P.U.N.K's most recent list. I'll leave a link in the video description. I really wanted to try out Pure Punk's. So I go first here with Teleport, and then, you see what's happening. The thing is that, as you know, Punk got more support and power of the elements with a new synchro, which is fantastic. Reborn something, no, not reborn, but it searches a Punk from the deck. Plus, and the field spell. The field spell is so good. It gives you the extra summon to the board of a Punk. For example, a Punk level 3 doesn't really matter too much. I guess you can extend for Helki or a level 8 or 11 synchro play, right? But long story short, again, it's very similar to P.U.N.K's list. Made some small changes, of course, adding in this new support as well. I also watched out for some OCG deck lists. Of course, their format is different, they have Mixi, so we need to translate that a little bit to our current TCG format. So playtesting against Spright and Tearlaments. I guess no Nibiru in the main deck. I don't think Nibiru is still good because of the gigantic Spright, right? So I wouldn't recommend running Nibiru, but Ogre seems standard. DD Crow seems super standard in our current upcoming Power of the Elements format. It hits tier elements, it hits your Sprites. Was about to say mirror match, but you know what I mean. So the gimmick of the deck. I mean, with these two new cards, your fusion becomes much more powerful. Your Punk fusion, that is, tagging it, the rescue rabbit-like effect. Plus, the field spell is basically a pot of greed. Like, you probably know, the card has been out for quite a while here online. Like, as soon as you pay for any of your Punk cards, you can draw a card. So that's up to twice per turn, and that includes during your opponent's turn as well. So it's basically, I think it's very similar to, the play style, very similar to Evil Twins, as you saw, very similar to P.U.N.K's list. Basically half of your deck is hand traps. Triple Ghost Ogre, Triple Ash, Triple Imperm, Triple Veiler, Triple Crow, and, the list goes on. And then, depending game number 2 and or 3, stuff like Dark Ruler no more is being added. But some small differences and some things that are somewhat different compared to P.U.N.K's list is... I think one of the stronger plays he's, going for most of the games was the Necro Shinobi, I believe the name is, the level 2 zombie tuner that when it's like banished off of Chaos Ruler eventually, it special summons itself back to the field. You can special summon it from the deck off of your Helki. So, with Chaos Ruler, basically almost was the level 8 synchro to go to. But I feel now, post support, especially with the field spell, I don't think you need to run Chaos Ruler still. Then again, it's still in there because it's still good, milling 5, get something back. That's still very strong. Plus, it's free level 8, at least it's a free body on the field. It's a free level 8 monster. It opens up a potential synchro play during your opponent's turn, something like tag out Helki for Formula and go from there. So that's the thing with this deck, like, you're not... Like, let's say you're going first, you're not ending on, let's say, a full 8 negation board. That's the gimmick with this deck, you're ending on, like, most of the time, Baron for an Omni negation, Helki, you're leaving Helki on the field for the tag out, and then maybe you're level 8, and then, of course, buttload of hand traps in your hand, right, like Ghost Ogre, DD Crow, Ash, Imperm, and the list goes on, Veilers. Which again answers, at least those hand traps answer the current or upcoming TCG format. So, and especially with that field spell, it gives you the potential, like with Evil Twins, right? Those draws, and you're hopefully drawing into those impactful hand traps, especially during your opponent's turn by, keep paying for your Punk cards. A couple of things here from the main deck is I'm very hesitant on Gamma. Gamma, on one hand, is like extremely powerful. I don't need to explain why Gamma is powerful, but going second, it's fantastic, obviously. Then again, obviously you want to go first. And then Gamma, in theory, sounds really good. Let's say if you reveal the level 8 to special summon something from the deck, or you go for teleport. Okay, your opponent could Ash there, for example, but let's be honest, your opponent is just going to wait for Zeamin and Ash are imperm dead, right? So, and that's one of the reasons why Gamma goes in and out because of that. Sometimes it's like bonkers, it wins games on its own. A free Omega. I'm not running, whatchamacallit, the Psy-Frame Lambda. Lambda should probably in there, but the problem is that it's so hard for this deck to, first of all, go for Lambda if you have a Gamma in hand, and then still have multiple follow-up plays during your opponent's turn. I do like though, and again that's also was recently added at least Pack recently added in his list, was the Gizmek, the level 8 Gizmek that, let's say, this deck, the big choke point of this deck is your opponent negating your Xian. Of course, it prevents you, at least your opponent prevents you from searching, right? So having like follow-up plays is something you need. Garbage Lord again was somewhat popular in OCG builds because it's a generic, there it is, a generic level 5 extender. Plus, like let's say during your, during your turn, during your opponent's turn, having the Gizmek is also quite nice. Okay, you need to banish 8 cards from the top of your deck, that's hefty. But still, getting a free level 8 on your turn. Plus, let's say if your opponent hand traps your Helki, which, let's face it, will probably always happen, Helki still stays face up on the field. During your opponent's turn, just tag out for Formula. Again, Formula gives you a draw, hopefully drawing those hand traps, and then there's Gizmek. Pack was originally running 3 in the main deck, 3 Gizmek. I was too, some of the replays here to, again, I guess, increasing the consistency of drawing into it or milling it with Chaos Ruler, but as you see, most of the time, I'm not going for Chaos Ruler first, I'm always going for the new Synchro P.U.N.K, right? One that surges, and with the field spell, extra normal summon, yada yada. So that's the thing, right? To go to Synchro previously always was a Chaos Ruler, but now I think it kind of switched, so... You know, there are some like flex spaces in the extra deck as well, like Selene Access Code. OCG was running that, I'm not sure, it hasn't come up yet. Those spaces could be used for something different, same for the Chaos Ruler, even though I think it's still too strong to drop, right? It's a free level 8 extender, so I think it's just too good to drop out of your extra deck. While, are there any other flex spots? From the top of my head, I don't know, maybe like a generic rank 8 Exceed might be cool. I'm not sure about Dracalubion or Titanic Galaxy, probably not. I mean, Droplet, Dark Ruler, you're not negating those, right? So Titanic Galaxy, nah, doesn't really make too much sense, but maybe a monster negation. Dingirsu is there for Zeus, might be a flex spot. But I mean, Dingirsu might be still something, right? Because outing something, protection, that's always nice. I mean, I'm still testing against Tearlaments, right? With the hand traps, it's very crucial to know which cards you should hand trap. Like, I don't think you should hand trap the field spell for Tearlaments. Just wait on. I mean, it depends on which hand traps you have, right? That's the thing. So anyway, again, having the Synchro, the Fusion tagged out, special summon the other two, the level 5 and any of the level 3s, and, you know, making sure that you have their level 8, using its effect like, well, use a P.U.N.K on your side of the field twice, pay life points, right, get 2 draws, hopefully drawing those extenders, hand traps, basically. And here my only level 2 tuner is Gamma. I guess you could go for the Necro Shinobi, I believe the name is. Might be a small brick. Other options, Plague Spreader is something that Spright is also running. I don't know, is it needed? Not really. The thing is that his build, pre this Power of the Element support, was heavily focused on level 10 synchros. He was also running the Sword Soul, forgot the name. You know, when a card is banished, you can banish stuff from your opponent. That's actually fantastic. I want to find space for that. I'm running the level 11, what is it, Amazing Dragon, I believe the name is, twice. I think twice is good, especially for like a pure build, Reborn, bounce back during your opponent's turn, so I think 2 is good in the main deck. but the space might be, you know, a small issue. It depends again, and that's the thing. I'm still looking how to run like pure, at least a pure version of this deck, right? Same for the main deck. Ratios, card ratios. I'm only running one of the spell searcher. See, I mean, it's of course a 3 of the fusion 1, synchro 1, 2 of. I feel it's also searchable off of Helki. Just leave it on the field. You know, it will gain its effect back during an opponent's turn. But other than that, I think the ratio... no, the field spell. That's the thing. OCG was also running 1 field spell. Like, in theory, if you go first and have something like any of your level 3s, your field spell always will equalize itself. Like, you know, you will always activate the field spell and then eventually draw one. Let's say if your Tearlaments is getting negated, you'll always draw one and then hopefully draw an extender. So, then again, your field spell is searchable. So I don't think you want to main more. You want more hand traps, right? It might come in, you know, like clutch or, you know, bricky if you open double field spell. It's not something you want. Then again, it's a fantastic card. Extender, draws 2 during both players' turns. That's something that you definitely want. So the field spell has been going in and out, as in 2 copies. 3 I feel is definitely too much, but 2 copies might be okay, especially if your opponent like ogres your field spell or destroys your field spell. Having the second copy in your deck might be something. And same for the gimmicks, right? Only 1 of here in the main deck, but I feel the gimmicks are like really solid. First of all, extenders during your turn, especially if you get hand trapped, while during your opponent's turn, it's just a free flexible level 8 body on the field, again for a potential level 10 synchro play or your levels 11 synchro play. So short set, I think this deck is really strong, and people might be overlooking it. You know, obviously we are looking forward to Spright and well, Tearlaments to some extent, with P.U.N.K or, you know, any other fusion hybrids, and of course with the Ishizu cards in the near future, like November, I think. But don't overlook P.U.N.K. Pure P.U.N.K. It's definitely a solid list, or solid deck, right, archetype. So suggestions, definitely leave them down below. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like. If you enjoyed the video, leave them signing out. Peace.